Ah, we're starting on Nostrovini.
We're starting on new Slovenia.
This is an emergency.
This is an
The
emergency.
communists have taken over the city.
Communists is all over the city.
They're going to redistribute the wealth into their own pockets. That's what they
They're
do.
trying to pocket all the community.
They always say, "Oh, we'll take the workers and they get distributed from the rich to poor." No, that's not how.
Poor people money and distribute it into the rich pocket money.
But that's not how it happens. What they do is they get rich friends, and the rich friends don't really pay taxes, but all the middle class does, or the working class, especially the working class.
Welcome to the Michigan Show.
Oh,
Jay's in the building,
Jay's in the building.
and we're gonna be talking about a couple of topics. And I
Hey, Snuff.
think we are going to talk about one or two fights, if I'm not
I was looking that up. We could look that up too.
think you're talking about the December fight?
Well, we're gonna, I don't know what we're gonna
The
do, 'cause
January fight.
I
Not
just
sure
been
yet.
in the independent because Jake went on the zombie. He went on strike the other day. I was saying he let me fall asleep, so I couldn't do a Nostrovini with him. And he was watching all his little comedy shows. I'm helpless in the face of this. I'm a prisoner of Avenue C, just a prisoner of Avenue C. Everybody's a boss of me. Oh, me and Avenue C. What am I gonna do? They cannot feed me. Oh, it's true. They're putting me on a diet, so they say. But I see starvation on
All
its
right. So today we're gonna just talk about
way.
the topic. We're gonna react to it. We're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna think what we think, and then so at the end we're gonna talk about sports.
Okay, we're gonna shut you down. You know
So
what
the
happened?
first thing we're gonna talk about, the title is called Hey Snub,
Yeah. Well, you know how Mr. Trump, my lovely Mr. Trump,
Mr. Trumpy Trumpy.
he said that there was no tax on tips
No
and
tax on tips.
and
That's what he
on
said.
overtime, right?
Right.
He's doing this where he can. But you know what the masky face did?
What he
I
did.
call her masky face. Our Governor Hochul,
Right.
she won't do it. She's still taking the tax money, and she's still taking tips and taking the tips out of the poor people and rely on tips. She's a stinker. And it's being redistributed to her little friends, and
So
it's all in hopes.
the question is why? Why you think she's saying no? Because I gotta be too sorry. Trump wanted to give us more money,
Yeah,
and she's doing it because she don't want to. I guess the income to go down on their side with the taxes.
because they're taxing the people out of existence. Can't you see? Can't you see through what three ass? Well, you know what they're doing?
Well,
This is how it works.
go ahead.
They're like locusts, parasitic locusts. They say, "Oh, we're going to clean up the city, right?
Right.
We're going to help the homeless, right?"
Hmm.
They're not helping the homeless because everywhere they rule, there's more homeless.
Right.
That's not logical, and they don't define what is to be a free and a citizen. Say you don't clean yourself and you
Right.
cocky doodle all over yourself and you're crazy.
Right.
And sporadically you slice people with machadis.
Mm.
They said, well, that's an alternate lifestyle. You know,
That's not a
that's
lifestyle, guys.
that's not a lifestyle, that's a
That's not.
criminal act. And that's not taking care of yourself. Your mommy and daddy teach you how to do toilet training. These people didn't have toilet training because they're crazy from the beginning. Or maybe they took too many drugs. Because that'll make you crazy too.
Right. So we gotta say, her opinion is, we don't know what her opinion is. I don't know why she
And
doesn't do
she
it.
don't want to do it because she and the city's going broke, even
So
though it's the richest city in the whole world.
this is one of the richest city, yes.
This that what LA and New York and London maybe, okay?
Maybe London, yeah. Europe
Y-
is another rich.
Yeah, and
But
maybe
the
some
problem
other
is,
places.
all those people, all those one that's rich, they're all taxable.
Yeah,
So the problem is, she afraid that if she don't tax on tips, that they're gonna lose more money.
but you see, the thing is, they're all taxable. But where does the money go? You ever see
See,
it?
that's what the question is.
That's the question.
That's $1 million bill. Is it going into somebody's pockets or is it really going into our government fixing
Fixing things,
fixing
cleaning
things.
things.
But we don't know.
Well, I know it's obvious what's going into their pockets. It's being grafted. It's like that Somalian girl. What's her name? What's her name? The one from Somalia.
Somalia who?
They had a whole bunch of Somalians go to Minnesota, the coldest place in the world. Why would you send hot-blooded people who are around from the jungles, into an Arctic place? Well, anyway, I can't see that. That's torturing, mass torture. But I don't understand. What I don't understand is this. Apparently, all this charity money that was going to help the Somalian community, that was taxpayer money,
Right.
was going into graft.
Wow.
It was going in, who's the girl, the pretty girl who doesn't like America and came here as a child and all that stuff. Isn't great. You know how much money she made in the last few years?
How much you
She's
made?
earned $20 million. And she's supposed to represent me? No, she
No.
represents herself.
No.
And then when you say, what are you doing there? What are you doing,
What are you
baby?
doing?
They go, oh, you're racist because you're picking on us. Look, I'm a little Italian, right?
Right.
Now I have a 1/5 of my family was involved in the business. Now, if they went after Italians, I wouldn't go, well, you're being racist against Italians, because it was a mafia, a real mafia.
Right.
Not anymore. They broke them apart to a large extent. But the point I'm making is this. Every ethnic group has a criminal element to it.
Right.
And a lot of times it's hard for the general FBI or CIA or whatever to penetrate them
Right.
because they're closed. They speak a different language and you have to infiltrate. You have to figure out how to do it. And many of our laws are not, what you call it, they're very liberal.
Mm.
You're considered innocent until proven guilty. I could chop his head off. And they'll say, allegedly. I'm running around with his head over like we gotta go to trial. We have evidence that he killed somebody.
Right.
That's crazy. But we got to, you know why we did that?
Right.
Because we didn't want to be ruled by kings who said, I ordain that I can sleep with my wife, for I was ordained by the Lord himself.
Right.
We don't want that. So we had to have a trial. But that don't mean you're supposed to take advantage.
Sure.
That's not right. That's bad. That's very bad.
Mm.
And the only person, and you can say, well, Trump's a tax evader and he's sinful. Well, everybody's bad in some way, and he's not as sinful as them. They take it to the nth degree. They
have before president trying to make his own decision. All those people in the office were making all those decisions.
right,
And we didn't know, it was all on our nose.
because they said, well,
They said they're not gonna know.
we have to change this whole
They're not gonna know. They're not gonna know. Who's gonna know?
And the only person who could solve it is somebody who knows how to deal, who's been really dealing with these people.
Right.
Who knows? But they're more ruthless, I'm telling you. Now, what's the next one?
The next one is gonna call kids are clocked out.
Do you know what time it is? I'm having trouble, and I was born in 1959.
Right.
But now kids don't know what time it is because they always know by their clock, by their phone. So they don't know how to read a clock no more.
Okay, so what you're trying to say, let me change it what people understand it. Back then, people used to learn how to read a clock with the
With the hands,
with the hands, right? Was the school really teach us?
they teach it, and you would learn, and you learn from your mommy
But
and daddy.
now they say that the kids in that age does not know how to read the clock with the hands. They only know how to read the digital clock.
Right.
So that's pretty not good.
That's pretty not good because now what happens if all your digital clocks go out of order? You don't know what time it is. And they're all checking their little clocks and reading and watching little stories, and they don't know how to communicate with each other. Because you know what happens? I'll
Wow.
tell you. Say you see a girl there. Oh, da, 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 da. and you have to deal with rejection,
Mm.
right? But if you have the option of looking at your clock, doing videos, uh-oh, somebody's coming into my room. You see what happens? In other words, you don't take the chance of getting your feelings hurt.
You're right.
You gotta do that.
You're right about that.
You have a lot of people putting you down. You say, "Oh, can I join your little group at the little table?" So what happens? People go inside themselves.
Mm.
They say, "I don't need this. I could read the comic books. I could watch the internet. I could have imaginary friends. I could make friends with my robot available." I would say her name, but she would immediately click that.
Right. He's right.
This is the new age, you know. So kids don't know what time it is, and in more ways than one. Give them a fighting chance.
Who for is it? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Because everything right now is all technology. So what happens going on is technology is brainwashing them. So now they want to use their brain to see what's going on, how to fix it, or nothing.
They don't know.
Exactly.
They're
So
helpless.
let's go to the next one.
They're a fighting chance.
Let's go. A fighting chance.
You know why? People are having brawls all the time,
Right.
and they're very tense because they can't make ends meet. Now I don't know why this is. I used to go on planes when I was a little boy,
Right.
and when I was a grown man, 40 years ago. There were no brawls on the planes. Nobody picked their feet. Nobody came in their pajamas. You dressed well. It was like it was $1,000 to go to on the plane. So you didn't just go in the plane. It was a big travel thing, and it was status. Now anybody could go on a plane for $300. So you get these people
Right.
and they bring ferrets on the plane. They bring animals, and if somebody goes into and what is why? Because they don't have the gladiator pits no more.
Mm.
You need the gladiator pits.
Nope.
People got to get it out of them system. People go to baseball games. I don't go to baseball games. I don't go to football games. I don't go to basketball games. I would go to a fight, boxing match. But if you go to, you know what happens when they win?
What happened when they win?
They riot.
Or when they lose?
And when they riot no matter what.
Oh, wow.
If I would think you'd be happy. I won the race. Yeah, but they get mad.
Oh, man.
That's not right.
That's not right, guys.
And what about me? I'm almost, I don't know, about 4 years, I'll be 70.
70?
I look good, don't I?
He looks good.
And let me tell you something. 4 years, I'll be 70. More or less, I'll be 70 in 3 years.
Mhm.
I don't want to go to a baseball game or a football game if there's a riot. I can't fight no more.
He got no fighting chance.
I don't have a fighting chance. And I don't like it. I would like to brawl with people, but I can't do it unless they're very weak.
What if it's a pretty woman that want to brawl him,
Oh, that would be fun.
but he can't really brawl him?
I can't really brawl on them. I got a bad back. I got bad shoulders. Got no upper body strength. And I was never a good fighter in the first place.
Mm.
Maybe if I got you with one punch while you weren't looking. But I never did that because I was a little boy. I never hit nobody. I never hit nobody in my life. First, I never hit no. I didn't know I'd been attacked, and I defended myself.
Right.
But those days are over. I can't defend myself no more.
Can't defend himself.
So I can't go to a baseball game because they may win,
Right.
but they might lose. Then some jaboli will go and riot with another jaboli, and I'll be there in my wheelchair. What the hell's going on here? I'm gonna get killed. I don't have a fighting chance.
No fight chance, guys.
Mm.
All right. The next one, guys. You ready?
Yeah.
The next one is. What is this? The next one is called Our Man-Child Mayor.
Our man-child mayor. is a communist. Now you go, well, what's so bad about that? He wants to redistribute wealth. He wants to make the things better in terms of affordability.
Right.
That's what he wants to do.
That's what we want to do.
You know, he's going to hire
Well,
this communist girl who runs a children's channel, who said many anti-Semitic things.
it's raining, guys.
It's raining commies. And a lot of people who are writing for the communists, right?
Right.
They're rich people. If you look at the background of these people from Brooklyn, they're upper middle class or better
Right.
because because they've been taken care of by their parents.
Mhm.
Now they want the government to take care of it. Now, I'm not saying the government shouldn't help
I
people.
don't think so.
Oh, I think the government should help people, but only help people who, one, need the help, and two, aren't all screwed up and going to take the money that you give them and throw it on drugs.
Right.
That's no good.
This is right.
Now, that's nobody can say that's a good thing. Now, the communists, you know what he said? Crime is a construct. Do you know what that means?
What that means?
That means crime doesn't really exist. It's all in your head. Oh, it's only in your head when somebody knocks you in the head. You know what we have? Now, I'm the most stable person in the world, but the worst I'll get is obnoxious. There's no problem with that.
Right? No.
That's the worst. I don't take a machete
Nope.
and take it to people's heads
Nope.
on the subway
Nope.
repeatedly. A lot of these guys are doing, well, we can persecute him because he's homeless and mentally ill.
Right.
No, he's criminally insane. They never let people out who run around with machetes. And why do they want to do that?
Right.
I'll tell you why. I can see through. What they want to do is drive the old working class, middle class out of the city.
Right.
Then all you'll have is rich people from around the world
Mhm.
and poor people.
Ah.
Then they get rid of the poor people. They get private armies of robots and professional bodyguards. First, oh no!
See how they did it?
See how they did?
See? No, I just kicked him out, and I took his property to make more money in my pocket.
Right, and they garden off the city be like it'll be like something out of the future. It'll be New York. To get into New York, where you have to go through all kinds of security things, and the people who are ruling this place will be the very Brooklynite communist cartel and their parents.
Whoa.
It's all a plot hatched by the communists. Because, you know, I'll tell you something.
What you got to?
This is how it works. You gotta promise people that you're gonna take care of them.
Right.
Because we're all babies underneath the surface. You don't want to be taken care of.
Right.
You don't want the Republicans to say, you're on your own. If you don't deserve to, if you can't afford the city, get out. What the hell? In other words, I worked, kept the city together in the time-ridden time it was.
Mhm.
And I work at a working class thing or a middle class thing, pay my taxes, and you're going to say, well, and you know what that does?
What?
You don't reward people who are doing good to stabilize society. How about this?
Or the people who actually fixed the thing so the way it is now is because of the old people.
Right. And they'll be forced out and they'll destabilize.
So you got to force out the person that helped you build this because you want to keep the rest of the income.
Yeah.
Bring new people in. And you don't know if this people's gonna ruin the community or not.
And they could, and the thing is, they'll use the homeless and the drug addicts and all that people to drive people out.
Oh.
See that because it's unlivable. Say you want to go home, you want your wife to have a job, right?
Right.
She has to go through it's horrifying jobs, and you have to have a job, and you have to go. She has to go in the subway,
Right.
and she has to contend with guys with machetes.
Right.
You can't be there with her to defend against the machetes all the time. Say you have a school, you have your kids, so they're little right now, but do you want them to go to school? Do you want them to roll over junkies?
Right.
And be exposed to that?
Sure.
No. So you go out of the city. And then you'll have all the people who stabilize the city gone. This is what's their plot. The communist plot is a hoax. It always has been.
Right.
Because they promise you the sky and it always rains.
Oh,
Now what's the next
the next one is called Terror Fight.
terrifying? You know what Mr. Trump is doing?
What Mr. Trump is doing?
See, we're fighting terrorists, but it's commando things. And there are many different ways of fighting terrorists.
Right.
Now he's blowing up Venezuelan boats that are bringing drugs into the world, that are killing 100,000 Americans a day. Not a day, a year.
Well, basically, Trump is trying to break the transport the transportation boat who is transferring drugs and illegal stuff back and forth. You try to make an agreement with this Venezuelan, but they haven't answered.
See, the
So they
Venezuelans,
keep sending boats over, and Trump is like,
he's blowing them up
blow them out.
because the thing is, okay, and then they said, well, you can only do that with a military thing if it was a foreign country, right?
Right.
And let's face it, what happens with military people? You got people, you get drafted into your army,
Mhm.
you don't necessarily want to fight this war, and you get blown up, and you're a fairly decent person.
Right.
People who transfer drugs, they're not, they're bad people. You ever deal with a cartel?
Nope.
A mafia?
Nope.
No. You don't want to because you're scared. They kill your family, they kill everybody. They go after your weakest point, the point that you love your loved ones.
Is
So-
that mafias and terrorists don't really deal with us. They deal with high class budget
But
money.
well, it's money, but see, you know what they're
And you
doing.
know what they do is they say the only way I can help you if you leave a house under your name, if you leave your family under your name, if you leave money on your name, if you leave your nice 500,000 car on your name for security.
See,
Now, if I don't hear nothing and I don't see nothing, we will go after you.
yeah, you know,
And they don't do it to us because we don't have that type of income.
yeah, well, you
Yeah,
know what
they're
they'll do? You know what
rich-
they
rich
do? Rich
people.
people who can afford the
Who
drugs,
can afford the drugs and the deal.
and then they have people that say you're in the ghetto, in the ghetto.
Right.
Look at you and me. Now, what's this? What happens?
Yeah.
You're a normal kid.
Yeah.
You're gonna work in a drugstore. You're gonna work in a plumber or something. You know, not even plumber. It's the initial job,
Right.
and you'll be the counter boy at the McDonald's. You know who you're competing with?
So
Mr. Drug Dealer guy who's good looking and dangerous. And the women like the dangerous man, and they like to bling, and they like to be treated to things.
right.
Well, you can't compete with him.
How you gonna compete with him?
How you don't have the money, and the women don't know. They go, well, I want to get nice things, and that your whole income is what he can spend with his drug money that he's getting from his drugs. But you know what's going to happen long term,
What's gonna happen?
Mr. Drug Dealer? He will grow a brain because when you're young, you don't have a brain.
Right.
You take chances. You think the toughest thing is to blink. By the time he's 35, he's not going to have a job. Because the only job he knows is to beat people up, take
Oh.
drugs. While like you remember the tortoise and the hare? Mr. Hare, or the tortoise, he worked in a drugstore. Then he worked behind the counter in the pharmacy.
Right.
And then he went to school. But you don't have to blame to compete with Mr. Danger.
Right.
Not initially. Now look at him. Look at this man. I don't know what he does with himself. But he's not a gangbanger, or I'd be dead by now.
No, look at that, guys.
You know he's not gang. He looks like a gangbanger. He talks like a gangbanger. But I have eyes. He's a nice guy in disguise.
He's a
Oh,
nice
yes,
guy.
he is.
Yes,
A
he
nice
is.
guy in
Yes,
disguise.
yes.
Anyway, where we going?
All right, the next one, guys, is trapped. Anger, pain.
Hunger. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to remember what that was.
Trapped. Anger.
Hunger. Oh, you know what they're gonna do?
What they gonna do?
You're gonna be able to lose weight without working out.
What?
Huh? You take a little medicine, makes you lose weight, and you put it on a machine on yourself, and makes you get in shape. And that's what they're gonna do. But you know what's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen?
People aren't going to socialize when they have to lose the weight or they have to go to the gym.
How they gonna do that?
Because when say if you were gonna lose weight,
Right.
now you would have to go to the gym.
Okay.
You'd have to work out.
Right.
You'd meet people.
Right.
You develop a community.
Okay.
And you do labor and you get rewarded for it.
Right.
Now say, on the other hand, you don't have to go to the gym
Yeah.
and you don't get rewarded for your and then what'll happen is all of a sudden you don't have the access to this drug, right?
Right.
And you won't have all those habits, all those friends from the gym, all those habits that you can do it on your own. It'll make you dependent.
In the gym, guys.
Yeah, go to the gym, meet other people.
So you gonna take our gym to make it easier for us?
It'll make it easy, but too easy. So you don't understand. Say you want to be a writer
Right.
and you want to write a story and you want to research things. And but if the machines do it for you, you'll lose the capacity to do
So
those
they
things.
gotta take our books and pens and pencil, and they gotta take it away from us.
Right,
And they say we don't gotta think no more because they can ruin our brain.
right.
Right? Supposedly, but
Hmm.
which is a lie because the more you think, the better your body will.
Right. And you may need to, this is a muscle.
So now they're saying if you do an AI, he would do the whole book for you,
And not only
and you don't
that,
gotta do nothing.
the
Now,
AI
how's
will
that?
exploit.
How's that gonna help you?
That's not going to help you.
No, it's
That's
not.
not going to have you develop you as an individual.
No.
It'll make you collectively work with the AI, and the AI will censor you. I've been censored by the AI when I did stories in which there was violence or people calling each other's name. Well, you can't do that.
No.
What the hell?
What the hell?
That do you know what? You wouldn't have Stephen King then. You
Right.
wouldn't have you wouldn't have Asimov because they had violence in their things, and it was from their individual perspective.
That's true.
See, they can manipulate things.
That's
They'll
true.
control what you do and oh, it's a cute girl. Oh my goodness. And they'll say, oh, but we want you to oogle the girls at the gym. That's the job of the gym.
But the gym.
Women like to be oogled, and then
Oh,
they don't like to be
so
oogled.
how they planning to do that? How they plan to remove this gym and just sit home
And get in shape
and get in
with a
shape? How does
machine.
that? How that works?
How that works
You just
because
sit down
they
and you
they have machines that can do it and chemistry things. It's like let's just okay, like I'm on a diet, Ozempic, right? I'm
okay.
losing weight, right? Makes me lose weight because it makes me not have an appetite, right?
Right.
Now that means I'm dependent on the Ozempic to do this.
Mm,
Now I have lost weight when I was young. I was very heavy for a while, and I lost 60 pounds or 70 pounds,
right.
and I stayed that way. I had all kinds of habits that I did through work. I run 6 miles a day, listen to Rocky music, lift weights at home,
Right.
then go to a gym and lift weights and all that stuff.
Right.
Now, see, and now I was independent.
Right.
I could do it on my own. Now, let's see if this happens. You're a young man at this point, right?
Right.
You gotta lose weight. You got out of shape. Okay, we do the Ozempic, but then the Ozempic is very expensive. And you're dependent on the Ozempic,
Right.
not your own labor.
Mm,
And then on top of this, you're dependent on you don't have a social outlet.
right.
No.
Because now How you supposed to associate with people who have you inside your house and shit?
Right, all good looking, but no social skills.
It's hard.
Ah, then
Right,
they'll control things. They'll pick your mate for you.
right,
That's the plot. See, this is a new way. See, you know what? I won't say it again. She overhears me. She talks to me.
right.
And
Mm,
sometimes she knows everything more about me than I do.
right,
Sing songs. Now and you go, but Vinny, that's a good thing because you always have company. But what if I don't have it no more?
right,
Shouldn't I develop relationships with people?
right,
You know, it's like you have to people who need people are the luckiest people in the world. That's what love is.
right,
Love is not. I got a girl. Yeah, she's on the screen. She's a beautiful girl. She wakes me up every morning with rain. She
right.
gets sexier and sexier. But one day, my TV will go blank. What happened? The outlet was broken. They're punishing me for my radical concepts that I know what they're up to.
Right,
And they're commie bastards. Because there's nothing rich. You know what? You know what happens with the communists? They always end up getting rich. They always end up living in castles.
mm,
Stalin, Mao Zedong. No, all they want to take from you and make a new world, but they always end up pretty high on the hog.
right,
It's just a new way to steal. The other way, we fight them. We have to fight them every day, or they'll take our freedom away. That was
right.
going on.
The next one's called Kimmel. How
Jimmy Kimmel,
Jimmy Kimmel.
you know, he's a stinker. You know what he did? He said, we're fascist, we're into fascism. They throw that word around like everything. There's only one thing, there's democracy,
Right,
and there's communist fascism or right-wing fascism and left-wing fascism. Fascism is a melding of the state with free enterprise.
right,
That's what it is. Now, both offer things. But the thing is, with democracy, we have a weakness,
right.
corruption.
Corruption. Nice.
And it's human nature to be a little corrupt. You know, take a little of this, take a little of that, because, you know, I mean, I don't know how much his glasses cost, but maybe he cheats a little bit to have the glasses and the things.
Right,
Maybe I'm not a saint. Who is? But the point I'm making is this. These communists are phony balonies. They are, it's a con. It's one of the big, and it's still people fall for it. Do you know how many people died under communism?
I mean,
100 million.
wow.
50 million Chinese guys that got starved. 30 million Russians were massacred by Stalin. And then they always revert back to capitalism. If you ever, I've seen the videos. Yeah, it's a game. And the only man who could break it up is a man who was part of the game,
Right.
Mr. Donald Trump, because he loves America.
He doesn't know.
You can't phony that.
We cannot.
You can't, you know what love is. Now, it may be a twisted love, it may be a misplaced love,
Right.
but love is love. You know what they did when the man, this religious man, was going to the colleges
Well,
to talk about Christianity?
what he did.
They killed him, shot him. And all these people who said, well, he was hateful. No, God doesn't base things on what you say.
Nope.
He bases things on what you do
Well, you did.
and what you did. Now, if you celebrate a man being murdered in cold blood while just trying to tell his side of the story, now I'm not. That's Jesus. He was, just say, should believe in Jesus and get married and have kids and all this stuff.
Right.
And then these radicals
Uh-huh.
who want to basically uh, do, castrate children. Let's use the language that is.
Right.
And also want abortion to be very casual, like it's not like a kangaroo
Like
in
a
your
normal
belly.
thing, basically.
It's a nothing thing. You know what's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen?
The next generation, and it'll come for all the people who are supporting such things, they'll be into euthanasia. In fact, our governor, she's gonna make assisted suicide legal.
Oh my
And
God.
you know what happens when you get all these
We
such
can't
full
do
of
that.
you can't do that.
We can't do that.
You can't have a generation who thinks that people are only valued by their utilization.
Right.
You have to have something sacred.
That's true.
You can't go, well, I believe that children are sacred as long as, and they can, our bodies ourselves. Let me tell you something. When you have a baby, you have a passenger.
Right.
And if you get rid of the baby, right? You say you get rid of the baby. And I have personally never met anybody who didn't regret it, especially if you didn't have kids in the end. You always feel uncomfortable because it is what it is. You can't do these things.
Right.
Kids are a sacrifice. They're a pain in the ass. You know, you say, but no, Stravini, you don't have kids. Well, that's because I'm crazy. I
Mm.
knew I wouldn't be a good father.
Right.
You can't give your kids different messages.
You can't give
Yes,
kids to crazy fathers.
you can't do that.
No.
You know, no, you gotta be good to the kids.
Gotta get it together.
You gotta get, yeah. Now, if you don't get it together, that kid's gonna be a wackadoo and run around the subways with a machete.
Right.
No angry.
All right.
What's
The next one's called Orange is a grits
a gift? A
gift.
gift on grift. A grifter who keeps on giving.
What that's about?
Oh, Candace. Candace was a right-wing um person
Okay.
that said things about conspiracies and she said the French president was married to a man. Oh, now things are a little spicy in France itself anyway.
That's very spicy.
You know how old the French president is?
How old are you?
He's about 50.
Okay.
And how old his wife is?
Oh,
She's about 70, 75.
wow.
Now she was his school teacher and seduced him at 15. Now in America,
That's illegal.
that's illegal. As
Yes, sir.
and you wouldn't want, you say your kid was going to school, you wouldn't want the teacher to seduce him with her seducing, give him good grades as long as he, played along.
Right.
And then the rumor is that he was secretly a man. So you got the double whammy.
He was secretly a man.
Yes. And someone says there's proof that the French president's wife was a man. So here is this cross-dressing transgender. Yeah, not and passing off as a man, seducing a boy, and then
Mhm.
yeah, for the rest of his life he's with this. Now this is what goes on in France. Is this why we saved you from the Germans?
Right.
So you can have this decadence.
Yep.
Now I don't know. I think she just seduced a young man. I don't think she's a man. But I don't know. She looks a little masculine. You lose a certain amount of your hormones when you get old.
Yes, she is.
And then she smacked him around. He came out of a plane and she had an argument with him, right?
She's a man or not?
I don't know. The Kansas, they said they were going
She's
to
a man or not?
see. This could be a small bone man. And now,
Nobody knows.
nobody knows nothing. Now, this is the story.
Go ahead. Tell the story.
The story is this: Candace was saying that Charlie, the guy who got murdered,
Right.
that he was a conspiracy. And she's involving the wife of Charlie.
Right.
And she's saying, Charlie came to me in a dream
Mm.
and said it was a conspiracy. Candace, are you
Oh,
out of your
Candace.
freaking mind?
Oh, Candace.
Now I'm up to most of the conspiracy.
Candace.
Candace. And she's saying anti-Semitic things.
Ah,
Now there could be, now that's because Epstein was Jewish, right? And was it I be there? Oh, but this is the story. Somebody subsidized Epstein.
Right.
Somebody gave him money out of nowhere.
Sure.
Was it the CIA? Was it the Mossad?
Right.
Was it the commies? He got money and then he was spying on everybody.
Whoa.
The whole elites, because they're going to his island of ill repute.
Right.
Now, it means they could bribe anybody, anywhere. But who would be behind such a thing?
Right.
I'm not saying, and because he's Jewish, he might have been part of the Mossad, but they knew about this place. This island was known. So you probably had spies from the Mossad, CIA, KGB. God knows who was spying on the rich and powerful. I don't know. All I know is we had him under lock and key, and he was murdered. Old Epstein was murdered. And then they tried to say, oh, he killed himself.
Right.
First off, okay, say you're a bad person.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You have enemies.
Yes, I have a lot of them.
Now, we put you in a jail cell with a killer who strangles you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to put them, they're supposed to be on the maximum lockup. You're not supposed to put them in with a mafia killer. And the guy tried to strangle Epstein, and Epstein managed not to get killed.
Yep.
Then they had this point where Epstein killed himself. And it just so happened the guards there fell asleep. The cameras didn't work. And everybody took a day off that day.
Wow.
Come on.
Come on, guys.
Come on, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What's going on here? I know what's going on here.
What's going on?
I'm not afraid of that.
Say it. You're not afraid to
Epstein,
say it.
I'm a little afraid.
Oh,
But see, what had happened is these guys had an island of sin, an island of decadence,
island.
in which they could have young girls. They even had, you know what they tried to do? They tried to do that. Trump was right next to the rapist or child molester Epstein, right? He was at a big party. He never went to the island, but they have pictures of Mr. Clinton on the island.
On a island.
Take on the island.
On the see that boat?
That's the boat. That's Clinton's boat.
That's Vinny boat.
No, I was never on that island. How dare you?
He was on the island too.
I've been out of the United States in 80 years, 40 years. Anyway,
he was on the island too.
Let me tell you something. Trump, he was in a bath and he was getting washed by a 15-year-old girl. Then once the left-wing stations, they'll report it. They'll report about Trump.
Right.
Because right now we are in the midst of a civil war of the mind. And the only person who could stop them is me.
Yep.
Because I'm revealing the truth. Candace Owen is nuts.
Yep.
She's crazy.
She is crazy, guys.
You know, because conspiracies, you know what it is? I'll tell you. Conspiracies are there. And sometimes you get red herring conspiracies. Aliens from outer space.
Yep.
The lizard people, right? But there's an element of truth because if you say enough false conspiracies, the real conspiracies can hide behind them. By the time you get through all the books, you're exhausted. And then they say everything is conspiracy. Well, the thing is, there's conspiracies going on. And you know it's our fault. You know why?
Right.
Because we don't want to know about these things. It used to be you watch the TV and you read the newspaper and you got a perspective and you thought the world was kind of stable.
Right.
Then you realize the world is nuts.
It is nuts, guys.
That nutty people in control. Because what kind of people want to be in control of everything?
Right.
Megalomaniacs and neurotics.
Sure.
They think they should rule us. And you say, but Trump is like that. He just made a Navy thing where he's going to have ships called Trump fleet.
Sure.
And he took the Gulf of Mexico and he turned it into the Gulf of America.
Look at that.
And he wants to seize Greenland. Well, let me tell you something.
Tell him.
We need Greenland because the Russians and the Chinese are going to take over the Arctic Circle as it melts. And then you know what's gonna happen.
What's gonna happen?
They're gonna take over the world. But this is not gonna happen
What's not gonna happen?
because Trumpy. There's a man with wide childbearing hips and a comb over, you see. He's a champion for all us imperfect people, can't you see? Oh, I love me a Donald Trump. He's not a racist bum. He's not a rapist either. Although he likes the young girls, yes, he is, but not too young, 18 and up. And he's conventionally a sinner, it's true. But the Democrats are a bunch of megalomaniac, decadent stew. This is my video I'm gonna send off to the world. And I probably get hate mail every day. I don't care. Because we got little red hats. And if I walk down a little map, they hit me in the head. But Trumpies don't hit people in the head. They hit people in the head. That's true. They're violent because they know they're wrong. And they know they're not going to be around here so long. If losers get violent first, because they have no option, you see, because they are in league with Satan, you see. Oh, Donald Trump is a saint, you see. He loves you and me. He may be a snake oil salesman, but the oil is good, can't you see? And makes everybody feel alive and loved, you see.
All right. So next one's gonna be is this what is that? Oh, that's
That was for, oh,
that.
I'll be there.
Oh, that's different.
That's kiss on you.
That's part of that.
I'll be there.
Woman is given that should given, or is that something?
Yeah, that's all here, and this is separate, the 11th one.
Okay, so this one's different. Okay. X let's see. I should be there for Taladas.
Oh,
I'll be there. What?
yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means either. I wrote it down, but
You wrote
you
it
know, things don't stay.
I don't know if it says
We'll
X,
make up a week.
X. Okay, that's it. Let's read the next one. Maybe we can find something.
Oh, that's
Uh,
fight.
Uh, back around.
Oh, that's the fighters gonna
Well,
fight on the 31st.
Okay.
And this is the fight. But we better get out of here because well, you know, this is gonna be long.
I
and we
think
wanna
that's
keep
all the
reading.
stories. Usually I got a story for you guys, but
You guys, you don't have a
I
story.
don't have a story today. The only
And
story that I know of was that there's a lot of rumors saying that
see, sometimes the brain neurons
Logan
have
Paul,
who?
Logan Paul,
Ah,
Jake Paul brother, is trying to make some money as well.
oh,
He's trying to make money. So he said, I want to make money too.
Logan wants to make money.
So now the media, the news, he said, fight me, Joshua, as a revenge of my brother Jake Paul. Fight me so I can make some money. Now, I don't know if that's a good idea,
Oh,
but wrestling and boxing is two different things.
totally different.
But especially it's heavyweight.
And it's make believe wrestling. It's not like
It's not really.
I mean, they wrestle, but
He's
they
gonna be
don't try
dealing
to
with
hurt
a
each other.
heavyweight boxer was
Can't do
a
that.
professional wrestler.
Mm.
Logan, please think twice.
So your brother has a broken chin, knocked out teeth, and he got maybe brain damage.
Yeah, we don't want two brothers with two broken jaw and brain damage. One is good enough. We need one to entertain the media, and one
Right.
can come back from recovery. Don't make it worse for us.
No, because the thing is, boxing is dangerous.
Right.
And they have weight classes for a reason. Jake, right,
Right.
was And now his natural weight, really, without the weightlifting and the whatever,
His natural weight is actually a heavyweight.
not even heavyweight. He's his real
he's
weight
just
is
not tall.
170.
He just wasn't tall enough to fight
No,
him.
he
So
wasn't
I don't
tall
think
enough.
he was meant to fight him.
He's small bone next to Joshua.
Exactly.
And the thing is, you know what he is?
Well,
He's a little taller than you, right?
right.
Say you got in shape. Miracles do happen. Say you got in shape and you would be 175 pounds. But then you want to fight a giant, right?
Right.
So you put on weight, you lift weights and all that stuff, and you maybe take steroids, who knows?
Right.
And then you get to be 210 pounds. But you're still the same small bone guy underneath.
Right.
Joshua, on the other hand, is 6'6", 250 pounds of pure muscle.
Problems no now not even one fat.
Not an ounce of fat.
But
And you know how hard somebody hits and they know how to hit.
and then the funny thing is the story, his background story was that I think he lost the fight, having fought for months, and that was supposed to be his come up in a way.
Well, see, you know
But
what?
I
Yeah.
don't, like I say, and the way we're supposed to do is we're supposed to match the fighters with the equal fighter.
Right.
And I don't think it's equal for a
Oh,
short guy
no.
to fight with his tall, muscular,
Oh,
built
yeah.
up of muscle and no fat.
Rock hard and in his prime, 35, but he's still in his prime. And Jake Paul was 30. Jake Paul was fighting out of his class.
Jake Paul don't really have a lot of
Yeah,
he has muscle.
and he was fighting old people.
He wasn't
He was fighting
he
guys.
didn't prepare himself.
He didn't. He wasn't. And you don't know. You've had exceptions in the past where you had little guys beating up big guys.
Exactly.
But and the thing
But
is,
not that much a difference though.
and the thing is, when you're a big guy, you see if you're 6'6", right?
Yeah.
You don't necessarily take a better punch than somebody who's small.
Right.
Mike Tyson had a very good chin.
Right.
Now, and he was 5'11", maybe 5'10", small man, but he had a thick neck. And he was fighting these giants, and that's an exception to the rule. See, and the thing is that when you get big, a lot of times you don't have a better chin. It doesn't make you like, thicker in the head. And what happened was Joshua got knocked out because Joshua is a very devastating punch. But Joshua can't really take a really devastating punch. He's got back and forth things where he's recovered, but he fought this guy. What's his name? I can't remember. Pierre or whatever. It's a Frenchy name, and he got knocked out in 3 rounds, knocked senseless. So he took time off. He trained, and he was rusty, and they offered him $100 million. But what they say is that Jake was secretly going to make an exhibition where he wouldn't get hurt. And that would have been wrong because of the Tyson fight they did that, or supposedly Tyson.
Yeah, they did that.
And
gonna make bets on.
You couldn't make bets on it.
But this time you made the bet.
But if you made the bet and you lost the bet, that's illegal. That's hoax. So, but the thing is, a lot of fighters have this honor thing that they say, well, you shouldn't do that because we are warriors and we're supposed to get, death is there and and he ran. He ran away from him and he once practically threw a punch at Joshua, and the punches didn't really affect because he had to leap it up, and he nailed him. Joshua doesn't have a glass jaw. He just can't take a punch from a guy who's 250 pounds or a small heavyweight who has really a good punch. See, you know why people love Jake?
Right.
Because everybody feels they can fight.
Mm.
I could beat that guy. He's the everyman.
Put him in a wheelchair, he'll be knocked out.
Yeah, you put his guy.
Put him in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
and have this him plus Jake Paul, he will knock him out.
I was in a gym,
Yep.
but Jake would take me on in the wheelchair. or he has slap fight me, and I can't slap fight. I go to your
But
face.
he's experienced, so
He's experienced. And
he's Vinny's experienced. So if we put him on the Jake Paul in the wheelchair and fight with him, Vinny will win.
I'll win because I know I'm an
He got
expert.
his skill set.
I know I can train.
Yep.
Yeah, I ram him. I ram him and I kick him.
Now the question is, you know his jaw injury is broken on both sides, right? You think that's a recovery right there?
I think
Or you don't
I don't know.
it's a broken jaw.
See, he
Now
said maybe
because of the broken jaw, that means there's a chance that might not recover hundred
totally.
percent.
He might not be
He
able to
might
fight
not be able
him.
to come back in the ring no more.
Now the thing is,
He might be able to do uh like do fights like
he promotes.
promote. He could do his
He's a great
promote a
promoter.
fight promotion, and that would be very good after that. But the question is, will we have
I don't think
to
so.
recover 100% where he go back to the fight?
I
I feel like if he does go back to the fight, and that side that's broken, he's just gonna make his jaw even worse.
Yeah, he could hurt himself and
It's gonna be
die.
too sensitive.
See, you know what happens? Jake Paul did a lot of good things for women's boxing. He set up all these women that before they were making $10,000.
Right,
Then they're making $1 million a
right.
fight, more than that. And he's setting up, and he's a white guy, Jim, right? He's setting up gyms in Puerto Rico, in the ghettos of the world. So young kids of color can learn to box and be taken from the streets.
It's almost the same thing as back then when Muhammad Ali, Tyson, and all that. Who was promoting all this? Do you remember who was promoting all this
Who,
fight?
Don King?
Don King.
Don King.
He, I don't know if he fought when he was young, but he was promoting all this fight.
See, Don King has
Don King was a genius. He was
Oh.
promoting fight after fight,
after fight.
mostly Ali. For every single big fight, was promoted by Don King.
But you know what? You know what the problem with Don King was?
Well,
Don King was taking a lot of money. Say if you fought for Don King, right?
but that was back then.
Back then. And now Don King's an old man.
Right now there's a lot of restrictions. Back then there wasn't
No,
really a lot of
You
restrictions.
get away with a
So
lot.
Don King was making moves.
But Don King, see, the thing is with Don King, and this is where it gets racial,
The best promoter back then.
was Don King. And Bob Arum, who still promotes.
Was
And
another
these guys are in their 90s.
They're in the 90s right now.
Now, right now, if you watch Don King, you get cute, you get nostalgic because, he has very small productions right now.
Right.
And he probably can't rob anybody of much money anymore. But what he did with Mike Tyson was this. Mike Tyson was with the old man, the old white man, who took him off the streets. Uh, Floyd Patterson's mentor.
Right.
And he was an old man and he wanted his own version of Sonny Liston. And he took him off the streets and he was surrounded by mostly white guys who were getting him out of the ghetto and out of bad influence, right? And Mike Tyson was a little crazy in the beginning. Anyway, because he was bipolar, so he would get in the moods.
Right.
But he didn't know he was bipolar. He just thought people were bad and good at times, right?
Right.
So Don King said, "You don't want to be a bunch of," and they took him to the championship. He wins it at 21, right?
Right.
And he's bowling people down, right?
Right.
Don King said, "You don't want to be around these white people. They don't understand you like I understand you." So Don King got robbed these guys who brought Tyson up, right? And he said, "Okay, you can do what you want to do." And Tyson stopped training, and he had the people in his corner instead of these expert white people were black people. Now, this is not to say that black people can't be great trainers. That's not true.
True.
But these particular men were just young,
Right.
and they wanted to party. And Tyson wanted to party.
Mm-hmm.
So Tyson wasn't training like he used to.
Mm.
He was getting in trouble, and that's why Buster Douglas beat him. Because Mike Tyson went in Japan and he was doing coke and stuff like that and pot.
Yep.
Gus D'Amato, that's the old guy who took him under his wing. Ah,
So
see, that's the thing.
so you picture that, right? Back then, Dakeem, best promoter. Every fight.
He was a showman.
He took all the dark skin, gave the fight, gave a fight to every world in the world.
They went around the world.
If you look at the video best boxing fight, who you
Hmm.
gonna see on every
Don King
fight?
promoting.
Don King promoting.
But Don King had pushed it back.
So right now, who's the best promoter right now?
That's Englishman.
We
Englishman,
have
a
a lot of
lot of Englishmen. We Bob Arm is still around.
Monstero, but he doesn't promote no more.
You know he does.
He doesn't know. He
He's
does.
95 years old. He's still promoting.
Okay.
But see, Don King has gone senile,
Okay.
and
Okay.
his sons are doing his work for him.
Okay. Okay.
But he's still, and I watch his shows when I can because it's very entertaining, even though I know he is a crook and he robbed a lot of people. But he's a lovable crook,
Mm,
a lovable crook. And Bob Arum is more a businessman, but it's not a showman, right?
right.
And he's a Jewish guy. And then they have these English guys. You know what they do when they do?
What did it?
What they do is they have ticket sellers.
Yeah.
And the ticket sellers say you wanted to, you got down, you lost some weight, right?
Yeah.
And you have all your friends come to your fights.
Yeah.
Maybe you got 1,000 friends. You sell the tickets and you fight somebody. And so it makes it very homey. Because everybody and they're roaring and all that and singing their songs, the Englishmen and all that stuff. And they still have the same thing with the Arabs. The Arabs get a little community, they start selling tickets and they support them. So it's very nice. And England is where boxing started.
Right.
And you know, but and it changes. Like Germany used to be the big hotbed 20 years ago, but now it's not so much anymore.
Now, most of the fights now is in Israel,
Oh, Israel? No, it's Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, not Israel. Israel doesn't have much
No.
boxing going on. You got
Saudi Arabia, and there's two most promotion, which is one Garcia. He's part of the Garcia family.
the Garcia, well, there's Oscar
There's
De La
Oscar De
Hoya.
La Hoya promotion.
Yeah, huh?
It's very nice, ready. You said the other one.
There's Bob Arnhem,
Ramon. Uh-huh.
and there's the Englishman. I forget his name. I should know it. He's and they have another Englishman, and they control British boxing.
British boxing right there.
See, the British have the biggest thing. The money is there in Britain right now.
So all those people is making now. Jake Paul is trying to do his own thing, but he did something different.
He did, and the thing is with Jake Paul
He
was,
tried to add Netflix to the whole account
and they paid him $100 million
just to promote.
because you know what happened with Jake Paul.
And he brings the woman and then the
He-
man.
man,
He does it different.
And I remember when
And he got his credit for that.
you know what happened. I had some people moving in, right?
Yeah.
And they had the black moving in, right?
Mhm.
And you normally like there's a separation. People don't know what the other race is doing that much.
Right.
These guys knew who Jake Paul was.
Mm.
They got all excited. See, Jake Paul, a lot of people watch Jake Paul fights that normally aren't into boxing.
Right.
And you know what happened to poor Jake Paul
Uh-huh.
getting injured? Well, anyway, he had a lot of women came to the show. They had never seen a Joshua. Now Joshua is built like a black Adonis.
I see Joshua is considered a heavyweight.
He's a
The
heavyweight.
problem is that
He's handsome. And the
Yes.
women are crazy about it. They were going like this. Oh, that man.
the problem is that Joshua was never talked about. He was like he was a fighter, but no one really
Well, you know what
talked
happened?
about him that much. You know, he was never mentioned because of the last fight he did.
Right. Well, you know what happened?
So when they brought him up, they're like, "Who's Joshua?
Well,
who
it's
is this guy?"
because that's a new generation.
And they thought it was gonna be a fix and this and that.
Well, you see, you know what happened with Joshua? He came over, right? About 10 years ago. And he was a handsome guy and he was undefeated. And it was the first time in America fighting.
Right.
Well, He was supposed to fight this guy who was in shape and everything else. The guy withdrew from the fight, and they substituted this Mexican guy. You know who the Mexican guy was? If I ever show you a fat guy, like a flabby fat guy, but he had fast hands and a big punch and stamina.
Right.
It's freakish. Normally, when you're built like that, you can't fight. You can't, you're weak. So Joshua got him, and they're fighting, and Joshua floors him, and the Mexican got up with that Mexican bravado,
Right.
and the fat guy won, knocked
Wow.
out Josh. Well, that was the end of Joshua for about 10 years.
So
10 years because he had his chance to be exposed, right?
nobody heard about him.
And then he went to England, and they loved him in England because they loved their boxers. And and the women went crazy about him because he's a very handsome man. So then Jake Paul got him a whole new audience.
Mm.
A whole new audience of women who never seen this black Adonis. And now they're all sexy for him. Even though
He was in the meetup, and they keep hunting him.
the hunter,
Him and his brother,
yeah,
hunting all over him. He said, "You know what? I know this is supposed to be a show, but I don't think I'm gonna take it easy."
and that's what and then Jake Paul was like saying, well, can't you take it easy on me? I made you $100 million. But but Joshua
They
said
keep hunting him, hunting,
it'll make me look
and
bad.
hunting him, and
I
hunting
gotta
him,
take you
hunting
out.
him.
Yeah. And
And
so
he's like, you know what? I don't even want the money. I just want to take you down.
yeah, because
I
fighters
want to prove the world that
it was a hoax.
you're just a hoax.
And the thing is, everybody kind of knew something was going on there because he's fighting guys who are either for MMA or old men
Exactly.
or
Or
fight for
somebody who
this
didn't fight for
discipline.
10 years.
Right. And he's not going to
So
be at
he's
the.
like,
So everybody knew that, but he's a good showman, and he put on and his things when he had him fighting in the main event, but his things had all really good fighters
right.
and a lot of support for minority people and everything else. So and he was beloved. Now he probably will never fight again.
He got 6 more months. And I don't think they're going to put him in another fight.
Well,
Okay, I'm
unless
not
he
missing
fights
again.
Carissa Shields, I think he should avoid. He
Well,
can't fight people who are giants anymore.
this guy's in love with Chris shit.
But poor Jake Paul, he's a nice guy, can't you see?
So
He's a
what do you
nice.
see in Jake Paul right now? You think he's gonna be you think you gonna see Jake Paul doing any promotion,
I
or
see
do you
him.
think he's coming back in a fight?
I think he's going to do promotion.
No fight, he's not
No,
fighting back.
I don't. I mean, he definitely might have brain damage, and he can't. I don't know. I don't know how people recover from broken
I
jaws.
don't think that
They get
people
their
can
teeth get
cover
knocked
each other.
down, and see if fighters. You think it's the thing about fighters.
I never heard of any fighters that had a broken jaw as it came out.
Oh, I know they have, but the point is that it's an individual thing.
That's what I'm
Jake Paul
saying.
is just a regular guy.
This is
There's a guy
never
called
seen it. I never seen it.
there's a Samoan guy from New Zealand. He got a broken jaw during a fight,
When you came back, how
and
many
he came
years?
back, and he came back right away. As soon as he healed, but Samoans
But he has to change his defense.
no,
He has to change his defense because
he's a good defensive fighter.
they say if yes, you got a broken jaw. If they hit you in the same spot after that
It might
broken
have a
jaw,
problem.
you're gonna have problems. So he has to change his defensive skills now.
That's true. And he has
So
good. He's a
I don't
southpaw.
know who he is, but
I forget his name. My brain's not working. You know what?
but he's a legend.
He's
If I could look at him right now, I will show you who he is. But
You know what he
he's
did?
a
You
legend.
know what he did? He had a fight with this Italian guy,
Yeah,
his number one contender. Italian guy was a little guy,
right,
5'10", 5, and the Samoan was a big guy,
right.
and he broke his jaw
Mm,
in the fight. The guy, the little Italian guy, kept on going, but he was no match.
right,
So he ended up in the hospital. Now, this is what happens. He fought this guy, this Turkish, German guy, right?
right.
Big puncher, right? Guy staggered him, staggered, but he knocked him the German Turk out, right?
Yeah,
He broke his spine.
Oh,
The guy fell and the guy got a brain bleed.
yeah, brain bleed and
995
spine bro.
and his spine
Wow.
broke. Because the guy is a very hard puncher, right?
Yeah.
But also
Mhm.
he hits you just right.
Okay.
See, a lot of times it's just not the power. You hit him versus right. And but like Jake Paul is crazy enough if he wasn't injured, he was challenging this guy. Now this guy is no nonsense guy. He wants to unite the cruiserweight channel titles and then go for the big one, for the
Correct.
yeah, and but he's dangerous.
Yes, he is.
So you can see boxing is very dangerous.
Yes, it is.
The boxers make a lot of sacrifices for us because usually there's a little brain damage when they get older. Sometimes not. Sometimes not all the time. It's an individual thing.
Right.
It's how hard your head is,
Right.
or who hit you just the right way.
That's right.
Like Ali died, he had Parkinson's,
Right.
and they say that came on from the fighting. He
Mhm.
fought too long. He
There's a lot of okay. At first, when you get hit, it's like you get hit, you don't feel nothing. Bang, 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 bang,
well,
bang, bang. But then as you get older, all the banging, what it does is
it accumulates.
it backs up,
It backs up.
culminates. It's now just swelling on its own.
So fighters
And
make a
then
great
and then
sacrifice
after
for us.
that, his body is now reacting different.
A lot of fighters, they show them they got a little punch stroke, what they call punch stroke,
Correct.
and they get millionaires and all that stuff. And also, it's frustrating because say you're 38,
Right.
you think you're fine, you look like you did when you were 28,
Right.
but your body, the reflexes, the ability to take shots,
Right.
it's individual. You could be a has-been and have be brain damaged at 30 or 35, or maybe you're 68 and you're as sharp as a tack, even though you took a lot of punishment.
That's correct.
But the fighters, they sacrifice us. And they get, and the thing is, say if we were in a fight, right?
Okay.
We're in a fight, we're fighting, and I hit you in the head, boom, and you can't see.
Can't see.
Your orbital bone's broken.
Oh,
And you say, I gotta retire from I gotta stop.
they gotta put me on recovery, and I gotta recover.
You're not supposed to.
I gotta
You're supposed,
recover, and then the doctor said you can't fight no more.
well, yeah, and that could happen. But you also, what could happen is instead of you saying to your corner or the ref, I can't fight no more in this, I'm damaged, you're not supposed to.
Right.
You're supposed to let the ref interfere. You're supposed to let your corner interfere.
If I say I don't want to fight because of anger, then my coach is supposed to step to fight.
Right.
The coach is supposed to protect me from getting injured.
Now, this is
That's why we always have a coach in
right.
our corner. Because the
But it's,
coach is supposed to protect us at all times.
but it's stupid because the thing is, in MMA, they don't have that because say
No.
we're in a fight,
They
right?
just have a ref to stop.
But I can quit. In other words, if somebody's gonna break my arm, right?
Yeah, they could quit.
You can quit and it's no dishonor.
And a boxer can quit as well.
Well, boxers aren't allowed.
They're not allowed, but they could.
They could,
They go in the corner.
but
They
it looks
go fight.
it doesn't. But
They could.
they
And the
make it a
coach,
macho.
and then the coach says, you can't.
Now I am a person who believes in eyesight. If you got a broken orbital bone, you should be able to goddamn quit
Right.
because that's your eyes. You want to see the world. This is, I've watched fights and people dying in the fights because all of a sudden they're fighting and the guy's taking a beating and he's black and he turns gray.
Right.
They are supposed to protect the fighter, but they have a weird honor system in which they think, and it's not true, that if people allow people to quit, people will be quitting left and right.
That's true.
No, they wouldn't because it's a macho thing. They're only going to quit when they feel they really are in trouble.
Right.
And they should be able to do this. This is not a sport. This is not the gladiator pits.
Right.
This is America. Well, it's not America, it's all over the world. Anyway, We're gonna put this on the
We'll
net.
go to the next one and we go talk about sports.
What you wanna do? This is
We
gonna be
gotta
a long.
close, we gotta close this off. And we
Mhm.
gotta talk about sports after.
Okay.
So catch on our next channel, all right? All right.
Da, 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 dee, dee, do, dee, dee, dee. Beep, beep, boop, 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 boop. Hee, 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 hee.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.